Impact Family Chiropractic, and I'm really excited because we're starting a new video series, and this video series is going to last 10 weeks, and it's the top 10 things that we're seeing in our office that are plaguing our kids today. And so throughout the week, we're going to be posting a video, testimonials, research that goes along with these different ailments, as well as a weekly blog. So below this video, we're going to post a link to our blog. So if you have any additional questions or like to read more on some of these ailments, please visit the blog and you can read a little bit more about how chiropractic relates to some of these things. So this very first week was a really easy week to decide. It's ADHD, and it's by far one of the biggest things that we're seeing in our office on a day-to-day basis. Now, ADHD is attention deficit with hyperactivity disorder. So it's kind of twofold. So the first part of that is attention deficit. So what a lot of our moms and a lot of our dads and teachers are telling us is that this is oftentimes categorized as a kid or a student that has that blank look on their face. They seem disconnected from their environment, and again, they're not necessarily listening to what the environment and what's being said to them. So again, it's just kind of that blank look and a little bit of a disconnected type feel. The second thing that we're told over and over again is on the other side. So this is the hyperactivity. And again, these are the teachers and the parents that are coming in here and they're saying they're having a really tough time sitting through class throughout the day. They can't concentrate. They're having a hard time coming home and getting their homework done and sitting down and really getting things done. And so again, we've kind of seen a little bit of both within the office on a daily basis. So real quick, I want to break this down and how chiropractic can greatly influence some of these kids. So ADHD is characterized by a weakness of the right brain. So remember that the brain has two sides to it. The left side of the brain is things like logic, sequential thinking, very organized. The right side of the brain, this is our music, our arts, our creativity, a lot of our personality is all from the right side of the brain. And so ADHD is characterized by an imbalance or a weakness of the right side of our brain, and that's where a lot of these different issues are coming from. So to dive right into it, how can chiropractic help the brain? That's really the biggest question, right? And so what we have to realize is that 90% of the stimulation to our brain is through spinal movement and is through the nerves that are exiting and entering all around our spine. So this is an extremely important thing to grasp. So what happens over a course of a lifetime is we get these misalignments in our spine. Once we have a misalignment of our spine, the first thing that happens is it no longer moves in the directions that it's intended to and as well as it should. Now, not only can that cause some aches and pains, you're not moving the way you should, but more importantly, those nerves that are around those segments of your spine are no longer functioning the way that they should. So if your spine is not moving and your nerves are not functioning the way they should, your brain can no longer receive those messages, that stimulation, and that fuel that it needs to take care of the rest of the body. So what we see on an office with our neurological scans is oftentimes we see areas of the spine where those nerves are not functioning at a very high level. We then pair that when we look at the spine, and most times that spine is also not moving the way that it should. So the way that we look at ADHD is that if we can reconnect the brain with those nerves and the nerves with the brain so that everything is stimulated and working as close to 100% as possible, a lot of those different weaknesses or imbalances can take care of themselves and they can adapt naturally. So again, when we have those imbalances, there's different ways we can take care of it. We don't believe that a child should be on a lifelong medication in order to cope through a normal day. And so what we look at again is the nervous system, making sure the nervous system is functioning as close to 100% as possible. And remember, when your spine and those nerves are functioning as close to 100%, your brain is getting the proper stimulation and nutrition that it needs, and that is so important as our kids are growing up and their nervous system and their brain are growing at an exponential rate. So hopefully that answered a few questions about ADHD. That's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what we're seeing inside the office. But again, if you have additional questions, reach out to us or read a little bit more on our blog.